What is going on, everyone? Nico Lind here, sitting at Treasure Cay, what used to be the Tipsy Seagull actually, and coming to you again with another Treasure Cay update. It's been a while since I did my last one. I think I did it back in November, and so that was 6 months ago now, half a year. And so I think it's time for a new one, especially given the article that came out about Ed Burr, the individual who is buying Treasure. That article came out, I think, like a week ago, a week and a half ago. And so I'm going to address that. The layout of this video is, first I'm going to talk about the facts, what we know, where Treasure Cay stands, and all of that good stuff. And then after that, and please stick around for this because I think it's important and I think it's going to be stuff that you guys are going to want to hear. I'm going to talk about the rumors that are swirling about the development, what it's going to turn into, what the plan is, all that sort of stuff. And then also I'm going to give my thoughts on that as someone I've been coming here my entire life. My mom has been coming here since she was tiny, since the 70s. And so I'm going to just give my thoughts too on what I think about the development. And one quick thing before I start the video is that I hate to be this person, but if you do like this kind of stuff, if you like the boating content that I make, and more importantly, if you like the Bahamas and love Treasure Cay, please subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps me and lets me know that you guys enjoy these videos that I make and that I should make more of them and continue to keep you guys updated. And so like the video as well, that's a big help. And also comment below what you want to see, whether it be about the Bahamas, boats, or Treasure. I make these videos for you guys, but enough of that. Let's get into the video. Before we start, I'm actually going to give you all a quick little walk around here. I'm sitting at the Tipsy Seagull. This is the current state of the Tipsy Seagull. This is that's the wife, the beautiful wife Melly right there. As you can see, not a whole lot has changed here whatsoever. It's pretty much the same. And so let me get this set back up right here. Perfect. And so in my last video, which was last November, I talked about how the island, or the resort properties on the island, Treasure Cay Limited, is under contract with a big developer out of Jacksonville, and it's looking promising, and how everyone I've talked to loves him, says he's the man for the job, and all that good stuff. And at the time, I was hesitant to give out his name because, I didn't know if I was allowed to, and no one else had publicly made the name available, so I was not going to be the first if it was something that I should not have done. So I chose to play the safe game. And so now, again, last week or whenever it was, the Tribune here, they released an article about Ed Burr. And Ed Burr is the one who has Treasure Cay Limited under contract right now. Ed is a big-time real estate developer out of Jacksonville, Florida. Greenpoint Holdings, I believe is his company. Y'all can go ahead and look it up. And he specializes in, giant planned communities, which frankly is exactly what Treasure Cay needs. Someone who has that kind of experience, that kind of financial backing, and who has the know-how to get the job done. And it sounds like he has all of the above. Again, every single person I talk to has said he's the right guy for the job, he's a great person, he knows what he's doing, he loves Treasure, the whole 9 yards. And I personally am extremely excited about him. The reasoning is some people that I trust very much who know him speak very highly of him, but also he's been coming to Treasure for, I think it's 20 years or something. So he knows the island, he knows what it was like, he knows the feel that the island has, he knows all of that stuff, which I think is a much better situation than the last investor who came through, who had never even been to Treasure Cay or heard of it until the storm. And so all in all, I'm extremely excited about it. I actually ended up accidentally eating dinner next to Ed Burr the other night and actually talking to him quite a bit. A buddy who met Ed months and months ago, and I went up to dinner at Sunset Pizza, which is the new restaurant down by Treasure Sands, and the place was empty except for Ed and his wife eating at the bar. And so we went and sat next to them and ended up talking to them for quite some time. And extremely nice people. He was extremely nice. He was very open, willing to talk to me about everything. All I can say is I am absolutely ecstatic about it. And I think every stakeholder here at Treasure, homeowners, renters, investors, just tourists who enjoy coming here, should be very excited about Ed. I think he's going to get this on the right track. And yeah, I think it's going to be a very good thing. And so now to assess the more rumor side of things on what I hear is going on. And I have a feeling a lot of you guys aren't going to like some of what I'm hearing. But let me be very upfront. I think there's a lot of people, me included, who have this image of Treasure of what it used to be. And they want it to go back to exactly that with zero changes, which I think would be awesome, but that's not reality. You know, at the end of the day, he's an investor. He's spending millions upon millions upon millions of dollars just to buy this place, and then spending tens of millions more just to develop it. He has to see a return on that investment. If this does not make money for him, he's not going to buy it. You know, no one is, as sad as it is, no one's going to go spend the kind of money it's going to take to do this project out of straight passion and be willing to lose a bunch of money. It's not realistic. So with that in mind, Treasure Cay Limited, all the resort properties, the marina, the Cocoa Bar, well, the condos, all of that stuff, it is going to have to be nicer than it was before. It is going to have to be a little bit more high class. It is going to be a little bit different, and it has to be, and that's not a bad thing. You know, as much as, you know, me, the old timers here who have, you know, fallen in love with what Treasure once was, it's great and all, but progress is not bad. It's time for Treasure to move up to that next level and become a little nicer, a little more upscale, and move on with the times. You know, and it has to be that way. There's no feasible way an investor is going to come and keep it how it was and lose money on the investment. It's not how that works. And so with that in mind, the biggest rumor I'm hearing about Treasure Cay is that the actual resort properties and all that are going to move to a more private model. And what I mean by that is basically that you know, all the marina properties, the restaurants, the bar, I heard they're putting in a fitness center. The fitness center, all of that stuff is going to be kind of membership based. Where if you're not a member of the Treasure Cay Marina or Treasure Cay Limited or whatever the entity is going to be, you don't have access to those facilities. And again, I want to stress this is just a rumor that a friend of mine told me that he heard from a group of homeowners who supposedly met with Ed. I don't know if this is true. I really do not know, but it's a rumor that I've heard. And at first, you know, initial reaction is that's horrible. You know, I like the fact that Treasure is open. I like the fact that, you know, you could come to the bar at nighttime and on your left side, you could have had a Forbes list billionaire sitting next to you. On the right side, you could have a father who saved up for 5 years to take his family on a vacation, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip. And you'd never tell the difference between the two. And I think that was part of the draw of Treasure. People liked that aspect of it was down to earth. Nobody was there to be flashy. No one was there to show off what they had. Everyone was here to go fishing, to have a good time, to drink, to party, and just enjoy life. There was none of the, I might catch some flack from saying this, but none of the Baker's Bay mindset of, you know, being flashy, showy, exclusive. There was no exclusivity to Treasure. It was just a place where everyone from all different backgrounds, all different socioeconomic backgrounds could come, hang out, and just enjoy life together. And so because of that, at first glance, my first initial reaction to this membership-based Treasure Cay Limited, I didn't like it at first. After talking with some people and understanding it more and really thinking it over a little bit more in my head, I'm not so sure it's a bad thing, and I think it might make sense. You know, I'm going to remain cautiously optimistic about it all. Now, if it turns into an exclusive membership like Baker's, where, you know, membership is $100,000 a year, yeah, at that point, I'm going to have some problems with it, and I'm not going to like it because, for one, I don't know about you guys, I cannot afford $100,000 a year just to be a member of this place. And at that point, it just becomes an exclusive club for the mega wealthy, which I don't think is what anyone here wants. You know, at the end of the day, Treasure has been a town where Bahamians lived, Americans lived, a second homeowner's place. It was never built from the ground up like Baker's as a high-end exclusive community. That's not what it was meant to be. That's not what it's supposed to be. Treasure, on the other hand, no, and that's what Treasure was never meant, or Treasure was never supposed to be that. And so I hope that's not the plan. I honestly hope, like, even if it's like $1,000 or a $5,000 membership fee, I'm totally cool with that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it has to make financial sense for an investor to come in and put the kind of money into this place that it needs. And something like that, it's less than ideal, but it makes sense to start seeing a return on investment to encourage him to develop this whole thing. And also, and this is going to be a little bit of an exaggeration, and homeowners on Treasure will know what I'm saying here, but if you own property on Treasure, you already have to pay an amenities fee. It's basically a tax for owning property in Treasure. And so it already kind of is a quote unquote membership. If you want to own property here, you have to pay an amenities fee or your property can get taken from you. Granted, the amenity fee is low, I think right now. I think I paid ours for this year earlier today, and I think it's like 160 bucks a year. Absolutely nothing. It's very, very cheap. And so I think a way to look at this new membership structure, if in fact it is true, is that it's just kind of a evolution of this amenities fee structure. And where in the past, if you wanted to own property on Treasure, you had to pay an amenities fee. It's kind of evolving into this, okay, if you want to use the resort properties and everything, you're going to have to pay this amenities fee. Now, do I think it's going to be as cheap as $160 a year? Absolutely not. It's going to have to be more expensive. And I'm totally cool with that. I understand that progress has to be made. You know, like I said, I'm cool with even $1,000 a year, $5,000 a year. That's all cool with me. I just don't want it to become so excessive and so limiting that only the mega wealthy can afford it. And again, just to reiterate, this is just a rumor that I've heard. I have not verified this myself. This was not straight from Ed's mouth. This was from a friend who heard from a homeowner that they had a meeting with Ed Burr, and this was one of the things that was talked about. You guys, please put in the comments below your thoughts on that. Again, my initial reaction at first was not good. The more I thought about it, not horrible if implemented correctly, and I'm choosing to remain cautiously optimistic about it. And so please discuss in the comments below what you guys think about that. But my personal opinion on the entire situation is this is a much needed update for Treasure Cay. If everything is correct, I'm told that we're going to see closing here in a couple months. And I'm hoping that things are going to start rolling quickly. I mean, I'm looking over here at, you know, down where the condos used to be. There are several shipping containers sitting over there locked up that say Treasure Cay Limited on them that have materials laying around them. So clearly they're getting ready for something. They have work materials here. And I was told by multiple sources that the minute they close, it's hit the ground running, get everything up and going. And so moral of the story is this is fantastic news. Everyone I talk to loves Ed. I think he's going to do a great job with the place. I think he's the right guy for the job. He has the financial backing. He has the know-how. He has the passion for Treasure. And he just seems like the right fit. You know, obviously he's still pending government approval. You know, we'll see how that goes. Nothing is ever a sure thing here in the Bahamas, and things can change like that. And, you know, the Bahamas does have an election coming up here. And so that does complicate the matter a little bit, because if you get approval from one government cabinet, that doesn't mean the next one's going to like you and approve your plans. And so it's an ordeal, but I'm remaining optimistic. This is amazing news for Treasure, and I'm excited for what it brings. And I'm planning pretty much not to live here, but to be here probably more than half the time for this upcoming spring and summer season. And so I'm hoping I'll be here real time. Anytime there's an update, I'll be here to film what's going on, show you what's going on, hopefully talk to people. I really, at some point, would like to sit down with Ed Burr and, you know, talk about his plans on camera for you guys, so the general community of Treasure can hear what exactly he wants to do, how he wants to do it, the vision he has for the place. And so I'm pretty much done rambling on. That's about my spiel. Thank y'all for watching the video. If you made it this far in the video, clearly you love Treasure as much as me, so please subscribe. It really helps the channel. Lets me know that you guys enjoy this kind of content that I'm making. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which should be this coming Sunday, which is a little green turtle and some fishing action. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for stopping by.